Hey yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Illusions Ghost. Welcome back to another video, guys. And inside of this video, we are here inside of Grow a Garden. All right, but what we're doing inside this video is we're going over basically all of like the secrets and tips and tricks inside of this game. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So the first one, this one's probably a no-brainer for many of you, but you'd be surprised at how many people do not know this, but the game actually plays itself when you are not online, guys. So before you actually get off, guys, if you collect all of your fruit, okay, and then basically you hop off, you know, you go about your day, and then when you get back on, all of your fruit will be regrown. However, guys, one thing that you need to know is that you actually should be inside of the game, even if you're just sitting here AFK. And let me tell you why. If you look at all these blueberries and tomatoes, you can see that they're all dripping wet, guys. All right, this is actually one of the effects that they can actually get, guys. So basically, because they are dripping wet, they will actually sell more when you go to sell your fruits. Not only that, guys, your effects can actually stack on top of each other. So as you can see, they're dripping wet, and when the snowstorm comes, they can actually become frozen, which actually makes them worth even more money. But in the future, I will have a full-fledged video going over all of the mutations and effects that your fruits can actually have. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you guys all stay tuned. The next one is actually how to access the codes in the game. So if you guys do not know, basically the devs of this game actually give out free codes every so often, all right? And how you actually go and redeem those said codes is you want to go over up to the top left, and you can see that it says toggle settings right here. You click on that bad boy, and it actually brings this up right here. So you can actually turn on receive gifts. Yes, players can actually give you gifts, fruits and seeds and stuff. All right, and then also down here is redeem codes. All right, so I don't believe there's actually any redeemable codes as of right now, no active codes. However, when they do come out, all right, you know your boy is gonna be uploading them. Sorry guys, I just saw that this bad boy was in the shop. All right, a divine seed, you know, I just spent like $10 million on this mythic egg. All right, but you know that your boy is gonna have to get that, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I don't have it yet, but here goes my next one. Okay, my next tip is that you actually do not have to over here and spam E. Okay, you can simply hold the E key, or you know, I don't know exactly how it works on mobile, but if you're on, you know, computer, laptop, something like that, guys, you can hold E down. It'll basically collect all of your fruits for you, okay? And then that way you don't have to sit there and spam the E button, bro. It's honestly, oh, let's go. Thank you, monkey. Okay, and I guess that can get me into my next one, but first we gotta buy this. All right, of course, you know, I'm broke now, but you know, it's worth it. The next thing that I actually want to talk about is the pets, guys. So you can see that all of these pets, guys. All right, my pets keep running away, but you can see that you have pets here. All right, as you can see, this guy is age 19, so they have two little bars that you need to pay attention to. So, oh my, get out of my way. So they have two little bars. As you can see, they have age here and they have hunger. Okay, so you can see that they age up, which is basically like leveling up, getting more XP. They age up basically all the time when they're fed, when they're, you know, just chilling around. Even when you're offline, they will age up. All right, but they need to have food. Okay, you have to keep feeding them, okay, or else they'll just straight up stop. So make sure you guys are feeding your pets, all right, regularly. As you can see, the hedgehog does take a lot of food. Okay, that's why, you know, he's currently starving. But yes, guys, make sure you are feeding your pets. All right, next thing is, as you can see, you know, I have 3 pets here. I got the tabby, the hedgehog, and the monkey. If I try to place down this dog right here, okay, it's gonna tell me that I don't have enough room. Okay, so I'm like, what the heck, what am I gonna do? Okay, what you guys can do is, like, say, you know, I wanted to, you know, trade out. Okay, all right, I'm doing the cat. Never mind, I can't do the cat. He's currently active. All right, so I can actually go pick up this guy, and then basically now I can put down the dog. All right, even though you would never want to do that because, you know, the hedgehog is way better than the dog. All right, so, you know, don't do that, guys. But now it actually is taking its spot in my inventory, guys. All right, if we go down here, also there is all of these. Okay, so you can actually, you know, basically move around your whole inventory with ease, basically at this. All right, if you're on keyboard, you hit that little squiggly line, guys. All right, and you know that'll allow you to open it up. But guys, once you actually run out of slots, okay, once you run out of slots, you can actually head over here to the to this guy right here. Say I don't want this dog anymore, even though he is very cute. Okay, I don't want this dog anymore, so I can actually sell my pets, so you can see how much, you know, how much they're worth or whatever. But I'm just gonna sell it. All right, 11,000, actually not that much money. All right, I think I spent 50,000 on that dog. Okay, so we didn't even make a profit, but you know, that dog was giving me a bunch of seeds and stuff, and I will have a full-fledged video basically going over all of the animals, how rare they are, how you get them, and what they actually do, if you guys are interested in that as well. Another thing that happens, all right, is while you're actually picking fruit, guys, okay, this can actually happen anytime at random, but you'll see you got a lucky harvest, and basically what this will do is actually give you a seed to whatever plant you just harvested, guys. So if I'm over here harvesting corn, it probably will not happen, but if I'm over here harvesting corn, I could potentially get a lucky seed and actually get that I get another corn plant or whatever plant that I'm actually working on. I've gotten stuff from basically I've gotten another dragon fruit before. I've gotten more coconuts from that, guys. I've gotten more cactus. Okay, so basically, you know, there is so many, you know, little tips and tricks inside of this. Another thing that this game has, all right, which I absolutely love, okay, is this guy. Okay, so basically they'll have like kind of like these seasonal kind of events, and then you can actually go to them, try to give them specific type of fruit. Okay, as you can see, I had 3 lunar fruit, and then it basically they'll give you exclusive rewards. All right, so many of this stuff are actually completely exclusive. Okay, then they will not come back, or you know, at least that's the word on the street right now. Okay, but when there is a certain type of event like that, so basically this guy wants moon fruit. Every so often a moonlit event will actually happen, and then it'll turn a bunch of your fruit into moonlit fruits. All right, so when this actually happens, you want to make sure that when you harvest this fruit, you don't go to sell first, you go to that owl first. All right, now here is one of the events right here. So as you can see, there's actually a thunderstorm happening, guys, and inside of a thunderstorm, what happens is you can see down here, if you hover over it, says plus 50% growth speed and higher shocked fruit chance. Okay, so this is actually huge. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place down one of these bad boys. All right, this actually attracts lightning so that your fruit are more likely to get shocked, guys. So you know, I'll place it down over on my blood bananas. All right, I think that's what they're called. And then you can actually see, you know, how big their radius is. I guess I really should have, you know, put a better location on that bad boy. You know, this was not the best spot. It's covering a much wider distance, okay, than I thought they were. That was honestly the first time I put one down. You know, this is like the first thunderstorm that I really paid attention to. So as I was saying previously, your fruit will grow, all right, when you are offline. However, they will not get this sort of effect. As you can see, all of these fruits are now like electrically charged, or they're called shocked. They're called shocked fruit, okay? So now these will sell for much greater, guys. Okay, guys, this is how much a normal piece of corn costs. All right, so I'm gonna ask him, how much is this worth? And he's gonna say 49 cents. It's not really worth much at all. All right, but when we actually go here and check how much is this shocked corn worth, all right, he's going to tell us that it's worth 3,000, guys. So I don't know exactly what type of increase that is, but that is like times 100 it's like times 100, guys. They make it 100 times more valuable if your fruit are shocked, okay? So this is why you should be playing while the game is actually on, okay? You want to leave your game on and not just go offline. Even though your fruit still do grow when you're offline, they do not become shocked or that sort of thing. So just from those shocked fruit, guys, I got like $18 million, all right? I had like just a handful of shocked fruits. They are super valuable, guys, okay? Another thing is that basically you can actually favorite a certain item. So let me go over here and collect some blood bananas, all right? It's a hard word to say, I promise, okay? And then you can actually go and right click, and as you can see, it now has a little heart on it, okay? And if you right click it again, it goes away. On mobile, this will actually make it so you have to press and hold, and then it'll get the little heart icon. But what this actually does is, now that I have a bunch of stuff inside of my inventory, if I actually go here and I would say I want to sell, it'll actually sell everything except the things that I heart. So, and then now once it's away, you know, I can go here and say I want to sell my inventory, and then it'll take away my blood banana that I, you know, was just trying to sell before. There's also another thing that I need to tell you guys about, all right, and that is actually over here at the gear shop. So if you guys don't know, you can actually go here and purchase gear, okay, but that's not actually what I want to show you. So you can see like, oh, you know, I want to buy a big basic sprinkler. Oh, I'll buy 2, I guess. And then, you know, you could buy your favorite tool, whatever, you know, who cares. But there's also another thing that you can actually do at this gear shop. If you actually go here, you can see that there are daily quests. So as you can see, you know, I've harvested 100 blueberries. I've earned 25,000 schmeckles or whatever their currency is called, guys. All right. And then now I simply just have to plant 100 carrot seeds, guys, which honestly is going to be pretty easy. So long as I just keep going here and buying carrot seeds. All right. You know, as you can see, there's 12 carrot seeds here. Boom. You know, then I'm already 12 down, and I only got like 88 to go or something like that, guys. All right. So, you know, sometimes it will take long. All right. I've gotten like 4 days in a row where it's like plant 10 watermelons or plant 10 pumpkins, and then I just never get pumpkin seeds. So, you know, it's honestly, sometimes it is pretty hard, but they give you a cool reward. So I'll explain the rewards, all right, or maybe I'll just explain it right now, okay? So basically you get seed packs, which basically just allows you to give you a random seed, all right? It could be anything, guys. Usually it's like, you know, carrots or strawberries or something like that, but you can actually get something crazy like coconuts or dragon fruit or cactus, or, you know, basically even, or maybe even a beanstalk, all right? I've never seen that happen personally, but I hear it can be done. Another thing, guys, all right, when a weather event is actually happening, okay, it'll actually affect your plants that, or fruit that have already grown. So basically this, you know, all these coconuts are fully grown, okay? They were fully grown before the event started, so they can take effect even after, you know, they don't have to start growing during the event, all right? They will have already have the effect, all right? You know, once the event starts, then they'll get the effect. Okay, guys, last tips and tricks. I know this probably isn't all of them, so if you guys have any more, please leave that down inside the comments below. Help out your fellow grow a garden fans, okay? But basically, you'll actually get a 10% bonus, all right, if you're actually playing with your friends. So if your friends are inside of the game with you, you'll get a 10% bonus when you actually go to sell your fruit, all right? That might not sound like much, but trust me, guys, it is huge, especially if you're selling very, very expensive fruit, guys. All right, your $1 million fruit, all right, or schmeckle fruit, all right, actually will become 1.1 million. Like, you'll get an extra 100,000, all right, if you're just playing with a friend. But anyway, guys, that is it for the video. If you guys all did enjoy it, like and subscribe and turn on those notifications. I'll see you guys on the next video. Love you guys all. Peace out, and of course, goodbye.